Hey, yo, what's good, YouTube? So I know that I'm not the only person who feels like the summer of 2020 was pretty much stolen from us. If there was one year that you were going to be out of shape, just eating whatever you want, not caring about how you looked, 2020 was definitely that year. But it's currently 2021 and we're about to roll into spring, and then spring is going to turn into summer soon thereafter. And it's a different type of year because the world, as you know, is aiming to reopen around May or June. So that means that the shelter in place orders and the lockdown should be over. People should be coming back outside and people are gonna wanna look their best. So with that being said, it's time to bury the old lazy habits of 2020 and get back into the swing of things for summer 2021. What's going on, people? It's your boy Wiz here, and in today's video, I'm gonna go over how to diet for six-pack abs. Now, I understand that everybody's goal may not be to get six-pack abs, and having abs, six-pack abs is not the end-all be-all. However, if you were to follow these methods, even if you're just trying to lose a little bit of fat, lose a little bit of weight, you'll still accomplish those goals with the methods that I'm going to be talking about in this video. So just go ahead and sit back. I'm gonna go ahead and go over my 2 approaches to dieting for six-pack abs. The only thing I ask from you is if you find any type of value in this video, or if you enjoy it, you can just go ahead and hit that like button for me. I would really appreciate it. So let's get into the tips. Now, first and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and mention 2 prerequisites that I gotta get out the way. These are 2 things that you're gonna wanna do before you even pick your dieting strategy. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to figure out how many calories it is that you can eat and still lose weight. Now, I've made videos, or at least I've mentioned this topic in so many of my videos. I'll link a video or some resources down below, but pretty much it involves finding your BMR and your TDEE. Not going to go over what that is. Like I said, check the resources down below and the link for that. So once you know how many calories it is that you're supposed to eat, and of course, you're going to pick your way of dieting. We're going to get into that. The second most important thing that you must do is you must track your calorie intake. Now, this step is very essential. It could be a little bit annoying at first, but like I said, you're going to want to track your calorie intake along with your weight at least 2 times a week, because as you're working out, as you're dieting, you want to see if you're actually making progress, because you can be thinking you're eating healthy and you can be eating foods that are bloating you, eating too many calories. That's why you need to know your calories. You need to track your calories, and as you go through your process, which is your diet and exercise, you can then track to see, just to make sure that you're on course and that you're actually losing weight and that your method is working. So now that we got all of that out the way, there are 2 different dieting approaches that I personally use to lose weight. And breaking them down is really simple. So when I start on my weight loss cuts, I like to start at about 2,300 calories. I have just found that over the years, that is the number that works for me. Now, of course, if I was to do more activity, I can eat, a higher number of calories, but 2,300 calories is like my sweet spot for a starting point on any weight loss cut. And like I said in the beginning of the video, now that I know that my cap is 2,300 calories, I then now have to pick a dieting approach to fit that 2,300 calories inside. And this is where, I can do one of 2 things. So the 2 methods you can follow in your diet approach to attain abs is either to give up your fats or give up your carbs. Now, of course, you don't have to give up either fats or carbs completely. However, one of them has to be low in either approach that you choose. So the first approach that probably most people are going to take is they're going to lower their fats and they're going to keep their carbs moderate, and they're going to keep their protein, moderate to high. Think of it as like, in macro terms, like your 40-40-20, your 40% protein, 40% carbs, and 20% fat. Now, when you're doing the approach with the higher carbs and the lower fat, one thing I can tell you is you're gonna feel good in the gym. You're gonna have the best workouts. You're gonna have decent pumps. You're gonna have energy. You're not gonna really be too lethargic or feeling weak in the gym. However, like I said, there is a negative side to that, because outside of the gym, you're gonna feel terrible. your hormones are gonna be kind of thrown off because, you know, everybody thinks fat is, they like to demonize fat, but fat really regulates like how your body operates and your mood and everything. So once you lower your fats down to 20%, like for me, that will be, and you know, in my macro breakdown, as far as my, you know, 2,300 and below calories, I'm consuming no more than 60 grams of fat at the high end, and we're dropping like low down to like the 30s, or you know, the 20 to 30 range if I'm really going hard. And that's why, honestly, when I was a little bit younger, I would definitely take the approach, you know, I would eat my brown rice, my oatmeal for breakfast and all that stuff, you know, have my workouts and just feel a little bit off in between my gym time. And, you know, that was cool with me because I was eating the foods that I wanted to eat. And like I said, the higher carb, lower fat approach is a good approach and it does work, but I have since traded that approach in for the higher fat and lower carb approach. So these days when I'm dieting like I was back in 2019 when I did my show, I pretty much went like semi keto. I really had the carbs all the way low. If I was to give you my macro breakdown, it was more like 45–50% of protein, about 30% of my calories came from fats, and like mainly like 30 to 35 actually, and my carbs were like really low, like 10, no more than 15% of my daily calories came from carbs. Now the downside to the high fat approach is your strength gains, all your strength, being strong in the gym, that stops. I mean, the amount of weight that you're normally used to lifting is gonna go down extremely. And the main thing that kind of sucks is, you know, when you're working out and you're getting a good workout, you may even feel decent, but the pumps, since you're not having that glycogen in your body and you're not restoring your glycogen, you know, through carb sources, it's no water in your body, you really are not going to have any pumps. You're going to feel kind of soft, skinny, and weak. However, the ultimate plus to the high fat, low carb approach is that you're going to lose weight faster. So in actuality, the approach you want to take all comes down to your tolerance level, pretty much how you want to eat and how fast you want to get there. Not saying that you can't get there fast on the higher carb, lower fat, you know, type of eating, but I'm telling you from experience, the high fat and the low carb eating, you are going to lose weight the fastest. The only thing is, if you are trying to maintain the most muscle mass as possible in getting six-pack abs, I would definitely go with the higher carb, lower fat approach. But if you're someone who, you know, you don't really lose muscle mass easy, and you know, you like to eat a lot of protein, well, everybody likes to eat a lot of protein, but you don't mind like eating good sources of fats like peanut butter, almond butter, you know, high fatty meats, like, you know, different cuts of steaks and just, you know, oils and nuts and things like that, I would go for the high fat, lower carb approach because you really never ever feel like you're starving. Don't get me wrong, in the beginning, it gets a little rough in the beginning. They got a thing called like the keto flu where your body, you know, senses that you're changing over and you're not eating any carbs, and you know, your body is gonna really just cling on to that last little bit of glycogen in your body, and it's just you're gonna feel like crap for the first couple of days. But then once your body makes that adjustment, eventually it's just almost like you're just not as hungry as you normally would be. And I think that's honestly what probably helps you lose weight fast, because you really don't feel like you're hungry like that. Like I used to knock keto when, like, I'm not gonna say when it first came out, but like when I first heard of it, I had a good friend that was doing keto and I was just like, man, that's stupid. Why would you want to eat like that? But like I said, when I was cutting for my show back in 2019, I felt like I wasn't losing weight fast enough, and I'm not even gonna fake, I kind of panicked into doing keto because I was like, dang, I've been talking about doing this show, I'm not even ready. And you know, I did it, and to my surprise, like the way I cut weight so fast, and I felt like I did it just at the right time, that I held on to my muscle mass, and then, you know, watch the video on my channel and the rest is history. So remember, in order to effectively diet for six-pack abs, you're gonna wanna pick the most practical dieting strategy for you. And in my opinion, that's either going high protein, moderate carb, low fat, or mid to high protein, mid to high fat, and very low carbs. So that's where I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I really hope you found this video helpful, found some value in it. Like I said earlier, if you did, if you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me, I would really appreciate that. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I am thinking about doing another show sometime either in May. If I don't get ready for that one like I want to, there's another one in, I believe, August that I might check out, because, you know, didn't get to compete last year. Like I said, 2020, the whole year was stolen. You know, at least we're all still here, so we really can't complain about that. We can do it all over again. And comment down below. Let me know, what's your dieting strategy? Have you ever heard these methods that I'm, you know, talking about in my video? And are you team carb or are you team fat? Let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate it. And until my next video, I'm gonna catch you guys later on. Deuces, baby.